Today we're going to talk about the 10 rules for living with Parkinson's disease. I throw in a little bit about care partners. I throw in a lot about taking care of yourself. But what I'm really saying to you today is take ownership of this disease and don't let it control you. Okay? So here we go. The parallel bars are something we save for the last day of our exercise class. So yes, we are going to do that. I have them in my trunk. I'll get them. The whole point of our exercise program is to get outside your comfort zone. And I think you all did that today when you were planking. You looked amazing. But you can not only fight Parkinson's disease, but you can fight the normal aging process with exercise. You can fight the onset of Alzheimer's, cognitive changes, any dementia. The research is showing that exercise is way more than just, oh, it's good for you. It's great for a healthy brain. So that's why we're professing, you know what, this not only is going to change the aging process, but it may fight neurologic diseases. You're never too old to get your heart rate up. That's what this slide is about. You need to become aerobic every day. I'm getting research articles in my email every single day about what is the newest data on fighting Parkinson's, fighting aging, and fighting Alzheimer's disease. Every article says you should become aerobic for 20 minutes every single day. When I say become aerobic, I mean become breathless. You can do it for 3 minutes in your living room by jumping, or you can go out and take a brisk walk. But they're talking about 20 minutes. That's the magic window. If you can do something for 20 minutes every day, that helps with the size of your brain. It helps to rewire neurons. It's just a great way to stay healthy and fight neurologic disease. So if you can't do anything else, go out and take a brisk walk, or ride a stationary bike, or jump up and down in your living room at every commercial. So I throw a little bit in here about care partners. Do you take Goldie to be your lawfully wedded primary caregiver? Who signed up for this? No one. Not the person with the diagnosis and not the person that loves them. So you get this new set of problems dealt to you, and you don't know what's going on, and you're trying to swim through this mess of information and make the best of it. But that's okay, because once you collect your information and get involved with programs like us, our educational stuff, you're much more in control if you kind of have knowledge of what the disease is, why it happens, and what you can do to fight it. So it's a two-partner fight. It's not a one-person fight. Here is rule number 1 of living with Parkinson's disease. Pace yourself. Who has on and off times? Who takes their Cinemet, their carbidopa-levodopa, and they get great results, and then that troughs off? Or who has a big tired part during their day? On and off times are very important. You just need to manage your on and off time with getting everything done when you're on. Plan everything around your on times. Exercise when you're on. You get more benefit from it. So because of that, you have to learn the word no. Say no to people and events that drain your energy. I'm sorry, I can't cook for the church this week. Actually, I'm not cooking for the church anymore. I know you're having trouble, but I can't take you somewhere. I'm taking care of myself right now. Be very firm with your no's. Be very selective in what you choose to do. One of these days, I'm going to go visit my kids on the West Coast. One of these days, I'm going to get a ticket and I'm going to sit in C deck of the Ohio State Stadium. One of these days, I'm going to Europe. Listen, guys, if you have most of your health and a touch of Parkinson's disease, one of these days is today. It's now. Go plan your trip. Go buy your ticket. And then that's your goal. Set your goal. Put that on your refrigerator. I'm going to Greece in September. What do I need to do to get to Greece? Well, I need to get stronger. I need to be able to walk further. Set your goal. You're going to walk up to C deck. You better be practicing some steps. So today is the day that one of these days has been waiting on. So everybody says, I'm saving my money. I'm saving my pennies for a rainy day. It's raining. Right now, it's pouring. So find someone to cut your grass. Find someone to trim your bushes. Find someone to clean your house. Now's the time to spend your money on you, on your travel, on what you love to do. What do you love to do? Figure that out and figure out a way to get it done. If you're saving your money for your kids, they're going to blow through it in 6 months. Let your kids find their own money. But today's the day that you're going to talk about what's the best way to take care of me. Avoid the fall. Rule number 2, avoid the fall. We've had talks about falling in balance. It's the number 1 reason for hospital admission. You do not want to be in the hospital with Parkinson's disease. You do not. And so these are just a few little things, not only for care partners to do, but if you have Parkinson's disease, be critical, look around the house, take care of yourself. Do you have throw rugs? Do you have clutter in your house that when you walk in, you've got to navigate around 2 or 3 things? Find a path in your house that's clear. I know you might have had the coffee table in that same space for, 20 years, and you bump it 3 times a week. Move the coffee table. No law that says the coffee table and the chair has to stay there. Plan towards aging in a safe place. So you may have a 3-story Victorian home that was your mom's, but it's not the right thing for you if you're going up and down steps all day long. So if you've got the ability to change where you're living, if you're living in a place with lots of steps and maybe a place that's too big for you, move now. Have your kids help you. Age in a place that's safe. Steps are not what you want to age with. Implement the no carry policy when you're at home. So here's me. I'm in the kitchen. I'd like to go watch the Blue Jacket game on TV, and I think I'm going to eat in front of the TV. So I'm going to get my drink, and then I'm going to carry my plate. Well, and I'm going to get the remote, because I'm going to change. And I'm going to walk from the kitchen into the family room. Do I have a hand to break myself? No. No, you do not. So you may fall and save the drink and break a hip. Always have a hand to break yourself. Now, if you're walking and carrying and have a cane in your hand, that might work, but I'd rather you had a hand to be able to break yourself if you start to become unsteady. Honor your natural turn patterns and practice your U-turns. What did we practice in class today? We practiced U-turns, didn't we? Because you're always turning and changing directions, especially in your house. House is the number 1 place for falls. So if you're U-turning from the stove to the refrigerator, you don't want to turn like this. You want to turn with 1 nice big wide step. That's your practice. We practiced that today. That was perfect for this talk. Avoid stupid human tricks like this. If you're over the age of 65, even if you don't have Parkinson's disease, no one should be on a ladder. But more importantly, even little step stools. I have a step stool in my closet because I'm short, and I've got to get all the shoes on my top shelf. And so what do? I get up on the step stool, I reach up, and in stepping backwards, it's a perfect place for me to fall. You've got to just look critically at your house and avoid the things that you might have a chance of falling with. John Wayne Wide. How much do I preach stopping wide when I get to come to class? I think I say it every week. Stopping narrow with your feet close together is something that happens with Parkinson's disease. It's your brain telling you to stop with your feet close together. You have got to become used to stopping wide. That is the best chance of avoiding a fall. In the supermarket, in front of your dishwasher, in front of your refrigerator. Look down at yourself. That's why I say in class, when you stop, look at your feet. Where are they? Are they close together? Make them wide. Make wide feel normal for you. Rule number 3, speak in a very loud voice. Well, we did a little bit of that today. So in your own house now, I'm talking about communicating with someone you live with. Is it my soft voice or are you losing your hearing? As we age, we lose our hearing. With Parkinson's, we perceive we're loud. So a soft voice and bad hearing is just a bad mix. And communication falls apart. If you're not communicating, you've lost it. Communication is the key to a relationship. And if you aren't clear with your communication and people can't hear you, it goes away. So not only do you have to think loud, you have to practice loud, and you have to be effective with your communication, and that means have intentional dialogue. Dysarthria. Dysarthria is the fancy word for I'm talking in a soft voice. Intentional dialogue is something you need to critically think about when you're trying to talk to someone in your house. Are you looking in their eyes? Are they able to see your mouth move? Are they listening to you, or are they watching TV with the volume turned up? Intentional dialogue is huge. Don't try and talk to someone when you're on the second floor running the vacuum. Anybody do that? You're running the vacuum? Hey! No one can hear that. My husband continually talks to me from upstairs when I'm in the kitchen, and the disposal's running. Even just us, just normal, even if I don't have problems speaking or hearing. But if you throw in problems with speaking and hearing, communication falls apart. Pay attention to your speaker. If you have Parkinson's disease, you may have the mask of Parkinson's, where it's hard for you to communicate with your face. That's why we practice smiling. If you have that masked face like that, seriously, that's what you might look like. What does that say? What does that communicate to the world? It says, you know what, I'm not really interested in what you're saying or what you're doing. When in your head, you may be terribly interested in everything. So one more thing for communication is to practice your emotionals, smile, frowns, surprised look, so that when you're walking around in public, you don't look like you're mad at the world, because you're not mad at the world. Drink water as if it's your new job. As we age, the ability to tell whether you're thirsty diminishes. And thirst, if it's ignored, contributes to dehydration. And what does dehydration do? It's a national epidemic. So I tell people, schedule your water like medication. You should be drinking every 2 or 3 hours. A bottle with every meal, a bottle of water in between meals. The rule is you're supposed to drink half your body weight in ounces in water. So if I weigh 120 pounds, I should be drinking 60 ounces of water a day. It helps your pills digest. It helps them absorb. It helps constipation. But the most important thing about drinking, helps alleviate lightheadedness. How many people get lightheaded ever? Yeah, it's part of Parkinson's disease. It's a side effect of Cinemet, and it's compounded by dehydration. So when you get up quickly, you get lightheaded. What happens then? You fall. You get up quickly again, you fall again. So water is just a huge thing to do to help how you feel, to help your constipation, to help your food absorb better, and your pills to absorb better. Rule number 5, don't drive if your family's afraid to ride with you. Anybody having issues with driving? Should I, shouldn't I? Should I, shouldn't I? Well, we haven't had the speaker yet, but we do have a speaker on driver's evaluations by an occupational therapist that does it for the hospital. So if you're arguing about this, stop arguing about it. It's not worth the fight. It isn't. Have some objective third party say whether or not you're safe to drive. My favorite story is a couple that have been exercising with us for a long time, and the wife said, he is not safe to drive at all. I don't want to ride with him. And so I said, all right, fine. Go to the occupational therapist, make the appointment, and have the evaluation. He passed. Told you I could drive. Now, if you go to that and you fail, and they say you're not safe to drive, and you think you were having a bad day, take 3 months off, go back and try it again. But if all of a sudden you're deemed not the safest person to drive because maybe you can't turn and look, or because you're just not sure enough, quick enough to get to the gas pedal. It is not the end of the world. You will not stop living. You have to just make plans for alternate transportation. Call one of your buddies. You know what? I love to play cards with you. Would you mind coming and picking me up? We'll get a haircut and then we'll go grab lunch. You just have to be creative. And there's services that help you go from point A to point B. I know people in here that use them. Just be creative. But driving is huge because you don't want to injure someone else on the road. And if you're the driver and all your friends are in the back seat like this, gnawing on their fingernails, something's not right. You're probably not the safest driver. Sleep by night and nap by day, rule number 6. Fatigue is huge in Parkinson's disease. It's a symptom of the disease, and it's a problem even more pronounced because your sleep may be disrupted with Parkinson's disease. So you may not sleep well for 8 hours. So I'm going to give you some tips for sleeping well. Tip number 1, your sleep hygiene, your sleep environment should be a cool room, should not have a TV that's blaring the news where people are getting shot and you're watching wars and awful things right before you go to bed. You should go to bed at the same time every night, but more importantly, you should get up at the same time every morning. That helps regulate your sleep pattern. Stretch before you go to bed. At the end of the day, your muscles are pretty warm. You've been up and moving around. Stretching right before you go to bed helps you sleep better and helps you get up more refreshed. Try it. Try a series of 3 or 4 stretches every night. Come back and tell me if you don't sleep better. Blue light. The blue light of your phone, a computer, your laptop, your iPad, that negatively impacts your ability to fall asleep. So if you've got your phone or your iPad up there and you go, oh, I'm going to bed, that's probably not the best time to do that. Take a warm bath before you go to bed. Drink warm milk. Try everything you can outside of medications. There's over-the-counter things you can try, melatonin, Benadryl, those are all safe. However, if you are still struggling with sleep, sleep is powerful. I'm talking about if you have Parkinson's, and I'm talking to the care partners too. How bad do you feel if you don't get a good night's sleep? Pretty bad. It affects your whole day. So if you're struggling with sleep and you've tried all the tricks and you're still not sleeping through the night, go talk to your doctor. It might be a sleep disorder with Parkinson's, or it might be a side effect of one of your medications. But good sleep is huge because you don't want to look like this during the day. You don't. Fatigue is overwhelming. Now, if you're napping during the day and you still sleep well at night, that's great. But if you're napping during the day and then you're not sleeping at night, cut the nap out. Get your sleep at night. Very important. Sleep is powerful. Rule number 7, practice love. Sounds easy. Every day when you wake up, bring your best game to the table. You get to pick your attitude when you get out of bed. If you're going to get out of bed and say, oh, it's just I'm tired, and don't bring your bad attitude to the rest of the house because it's contagious. Choose your attitude when you get up. If you have things that you can still do together, do them together and make fun of it. If it's just folding clothes, make it a game. Remember why you got together in the first place with that person and reestablish that. If it's going to movies, plan one night a week to go to the movies. Thank someone every day. Turn and look at them in the eye and say, thank you for, and then tell them what it is. Now, this is a both-way street, guys. So I work for one of the busiest orthopedic surgeons here in our hospital. And when we see patients in our office, we are running. We don't eat. We really don't go to the bathroom. It's a very, very busy day. But you know what? At the end of every day, what does he say to all of us? Hey, guys, thank you. Thank you for helping me get through another office. And it changes your whole attitude. It's a very wonderful word to use. It never wears out. Talk to your neurologist if you feel depressed to the point of you can't even move. Depression is a symptom of Parkinson's disease. Depression is a reaction to Parkinson's disease. So if you can't get a handle on it and this mood thing is overwhelming to you, go see your neurologist. It could be a chemical imbalance in your brain. But you know what we proved with group exercise, with our last study, that group exercise changes depression. So exercise a little bit more. See if that changes your mood. Manage your stress. Anybody have stress in this room? Anybody? No one. Yeah. I should say every hand go up. Stress is effective to every body system. It affects your GI system, it affects your ability to think, and it affects your immune system. So we've got to figure out a way to get a handle on stress. What I've heard a lot from people with Parkinson's is when I first got diagnosed, I felt so alone. I didn't have anybody to talk to. Find someone to talk to. Whether it's your friend that you just need to spill your guts to, whether it's a support group, whether it's me, whether it's Dan Davis and the National Parkinson's Foundation, find someone to talk to if you're feeling isolated, because you're not. Lots of people have this disease. Accept help. I think this is the hardest thing to do, is to accept help, because we all want to say, I can do it. I'm good. I'm good. But you know what? You may come a time when you really need to say, I need a little bit of help with this. There's nothing wrong with that. If you are stressed and your to-do list is overwhelming and you think Parkinson's has just taken you down a notch, figure out something that you love to do, whether it be calling a friend and talking to them, getting a massage. Maybe exercise is your stress reliever. That's mine. Maybe it's your faith. Maybe it's reading the Bible. Maybe it's sitting in church by yourself. Maybe it's gardening. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's meditation, mindfulness. This mindfulness piece is getting huge research support for stress management. And I know if you're in some of our other classes, we're taking 2 minutes at the end of every class to close our eyes and clear our mind. It's very hard to meditate because clearing your mind is difficult to do when your mind's going like this. But that's showing a lot of promise for not only stress management, calming GI issues, helping with the immune system, making you sleep better at night. Lots to it. Stress is huge, guys. Don't let this happen in your house. I'm depressed, and if you loved me, you'd have the decency to feel depressed too. It's not worth that. So if you need to be by yourself for a while and get over that mood, do it. And then come back and dictate your own attitude. The Caregiver Bill of Rights. If someone wants this, I will print it out for you and email it to you or bring it to you. But this is what it's okay to say. And this is not just for care partners. It's for people with Parkinson's too. It's okay to be angry. I'm mad I have this disease. I'm mad I have this diagnosis. But so then what do you do with that anger? Turn it into something positive. It might be the best time to exercise or clean your closet if you're mad. Or talk to somebody. It's okay to be frustrated. It's taking me longer to do everything. I am very frustrated with this. Stop what you're doing, take a deep breath, change what you're doing, and then revisit that task later. It's okay to be alone. I'm talking about both the person with Parkinson's and the person that supports them. You all need alone time. You do. And if you can't leave someone at home by themselves, you've got to be very creative with your alone time. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to grieve and be sad about this, but don't let it get a hold of you. Get over it and live your life. It's okay to talk to family, friends, doctors about what you're going through in your head. It's not a bad thing. Stay flexible. That's my mom on that. Yeah, it is. No, it isn't. It's not my mom. So keep an open mind. If you get up tomorrow morning and say, you know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going to do 20 minutes of aerobics, and then I'm going to clean my closet, and then I'm going to eat healthy, and you get up and you're just wiped out and you're having a bad day, stay flexible. Don't be so hard on yourselves. Change what you're doing that day and maybe go after it the next day. Be ruthless in your analysis of what you can and can't do. If you can no longer cut the grass, don't cut the grass. If you're struggling with finances, find someone to help you. Maybe it's one of your kids. Plan your B team. Your B team is people that are capable and willing to help you. Willing is more important than capable. So be ready when someone says to you, you guys look like you're struggling with maybe something. What could I do for you? Can I help you? You don't need another casserole. You don't need food. You need time. So when somebody says, can I help you? You betcha. Pull your phone out or your calendar and say, Wednesday at 7, I'm counting on you. That's when I'm going to the grocery store, or that's when I'm getting a massage. So if you could come over Wednesday at 7 and sit with my husband, that'd be awesome. Time is what you need. Personal space and private time. So I listened to a caregiver speaker. She's a national speaker on how to take care of yourself. And she says people need time away 1 hour a day, 1 evening a week, and 2 weekends a year. That's a lot of time. But that's time that makes you better. So be creative and see if you can find that time. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not selfishness. It's not. Never take life too seriously. Cultivate humor. If you're not laughing every day, something's wrong. You don't have to be funny. You have to recognize funny. So to help you recognize funny, if you think you're struggling with funny, I've got a little drill for you to do. Go home. In the middle of the day, take all of your clothes off but your socks. Stand in front of a full-length mirror. And for 5 minutes, I want you to look at yourself, front and back. If you don't find something funny in that, you need a remedial humor cultivating course, okay? I'm just saying, there's still funny things out there. Daily exercise is what we think brings hope. I think this is what you just did today is attitude changing. It's absolutely something that you cannot give up. Delay the Disease is group exercise for everyone. Everyone should have it available to them. Right now we have 40 classes right in Central Ohio. When we're done with this class, I'm going to actually sit down with each and every one of you and tell you what class I want you to go to from here. David and I have been all over the country talking. I think we've touched 40,000 lives of people with Parkinson's disease. We've trained a lot of healthcare professionals to teach this. So we have classes in 17 states. We just added North Carolina and in Canada. So we're helping a lot of people with Parkinson's, but we're not scratching the surface. So right now we have about 3,000 healthcare professionals that are certified to teach Delay the Disease. We've got 2 books and 2 DVDs. They can help you do something at home every day. Plug a DVD in and do 20 minutes of it. And you don't even have to think. They're great patient ed tools. My caregiver course, David and I teach a caregiver course. It's all care partners. We exercise, we talk, we laugh. It's something that is a nice 3 hours if you're stressed and you're taking care of somebody that has a disease that you've been told isn't going to get better, only going to get worse. We're educating home care companies and rehab companies all over the country so that they can put Delay the Disease in their inpatient rehabs, in their independent livings. We're in a lot of Brookdales, we're in a lot of Guardian facilities. It's a good fit for our program. So when you're done here, let's look at where you live and see if we can't find a class closer to you. We're really involved in research now, thanks to OhioHealth, and we're getting ready to plan a prospective study. I may tap some of you to see if you want to be in it. We're going to compare Delay the Disease to a similar exercise program that's not based on our recipe for success. We'll see if we're really making a difference. I called all my teachers all over the country, and I think we are touching 90,000 people a year. We're teaching 90,000 people a year in our classes. That's almost 300 people a day. That's a lot of people we're helping. Kathy, somebody you may have met, Kathy has Parkinson's disease. Kathy was diagnosed in her 50s, started exercising with us in 2008. So her husband took a video of her when she was first diagnosed, and this is the test you do at a neurologist office when they clinically say, okay, I think you have it. Now, she has no smile. Her left arm doesn't move. She's moving at a snail's pace. Does she look like she has Parkinson's disease? Sure she does. So Kathy now is a changed woman. We call her Superwoman. She has completely changed herself with just exercise. She's cut down on her medication dosages. That's anecdotal, but it happens. So we practice perfect behavior in our classes. Kathy struggled getting up and down off the floor. So what are we going to practice over and over and over with her? Getting up and down off the floor. So now she's really good at it. She's not afraid to go out and stumble and fall because she knows she'll bounce back up. Oh, here's that John Travolta move, turning in one big step. Did we practice that today? Yeah. But you got to practice it over and over and over till your brain is rewired to do that activity better. We add voice to that. She's yelling. Now, this is Kathy's balance practice. She has changed the way she moves in every way. She was diagnosed, or how long has she been working out with us? 2008.
Like where she was to now, to where she was.
The way she moves. So she started in 2008. Now look at her backwards walking. Is that beautiful?
Right.
If you are a good backwards walker, you are a good forwards walker. If you're not practicing backwards walking at home, please do. Practice it next to a wall. Hold on to the wall. Now she's multitasking there. She's balancing, she's rotating, and oh, guess what? She's smiling. She's gotten her smile back. Kathy now does something every day of the week. So she's either doing Tai Chi, she's dancing with her husband once a week. She does her own workout at home. She does Delay the Disease 3 times a week. Kathy is one of many, guys. She's one of many. I end this talk with a quote from Emily Dickinson. It's my favorite quote. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul. And it sings the tune without the words. And it never stops at all. So don't give up hope, guys. It will help your attitude. Even on your worst day, don't give up hope. That's all I have for you. Questions?